Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at it once again here tonight. We are at Myrtle Beach for the T1S Racing Late Model Stock Contender Series. I'm joined once again, got a returning face, familiar up in the booth, mind you. He's up here quite often. Mr. Chris Carroll, Big Ugly, as I like to call him. How you doing tonight, brother?
Doing all right, little skinny. We're good.
Little Skinny and Big Ugly. So, folks, I was going to throw it straight over into our trackside festivities, but it looks like we are already squirting over into qualifying here. So, we're actually going to keep the cameras on and rolling. We'll throw it over to Mullet Music Productions in just a minute. As Jason Bauer has his number 9 car out there on the track right here, going for his out lap. Wayne Anderson's joining him. Myrtle Beach, man, it's a tough track. We have some keys to tonight's race we'll go over here shortly as well. But one of the biggest keys of the night is you see those white little look like speed bumps down the bottom side of the track on the low lane. You hit those, they are basically curbs. We call them turtles. You'll hear us call them turtles all night tonight. Those are basically no-fly zones. You touch those, well, we're going to call them fly zones, I guess, because you touch those, you go flying, if it seems like. As Bauer's first lap. Ooh, he's wicked loose going into 1 and 2 right there. As Dalton Creech went top of the board with a 1921. As he's coming out turns 3 and 4 here for the second lap. Ooh, he back got the wall there. Creech goes a little slower on the second lap. Aaron Raymond coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chris, you get your trading paints working, brother?
Yeah, she's working now. We're in business here, Tanner.
Myrtle Beach out here tonight. I think me and you feel quite similar about this track, but I'll ask you anyways. What's your thoughts on old Myrtle Beach?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Tanner, they could fill this place full of water and make it a lake. This is not my favorite track here, but there's a lot of guys that this is their specialty. They're really good at this track, and I'm looking forward to see who that is out here. It's a tough track to get around.
I know Brandon Elvis. He is actually out on track right now. We're going to pull up him for the qualifying effort. This is actually his home track. He was very excited about tonight. So I totally agree, though. This is you either like it or I'm going to say love it or hate it, really, right? And I don't know which one I fall in, but I know it's not the love category, right? I don't necessarily hate it, but I can't do very good here.
Yeah, this is, man, it drives different in every car you drive. It drives weird up off the corners. There's grip in some spots. There's no grip in other places. And then there's those turtles that will kill you if you touch it with the left side of the car.
And it will break your bumper and like break body parts on the car, right? So it's something these drivers got to watch all night. Well, speaking of the turtles, let's see if we can pull up our keys to tonight's race. Keys to park it in victory lane here. Fuel run about 55 to 60 laps, so they can go a little ways on fuel here tonight. 100-lap race. Track position, as always, on these short tracks, it's king. The turtle curbs, a.k.a. the white monsters. Down low, stay away from them. They will destroy your left front. Protect your right front tire. We spoke to a few drivers earlier with the setup being a little tight. They are burning off that right front. So you got to protect that right front tire. And I guess protect the right rear as well, because we were seeing some drivers get loose, especially during qualifying. You got to avoid the early race chaos. When you have 25-plus cars suiting up on a short track like this, I mean, you're just asking for chaos. So if you can avoid those early race shenanigans, we'll call it, then you can be sitting pretty later on into this race. And then the last one, it's Mr. Brian Zimmerman's specialty, right? 2 tires can work here. So we're going to see if somebody like Zimmerman will keep that in the back of his mind, I'm sure, because he is known to take 2 tires and make it work. And we know 2 tires can work here. So speaking of Mr. Brian Zimmerman, he's actually out on track right now. His second lap just completed. He went P9 on the board here.
There's some boys that are fast out here in these late models at Myrtle Beach. Boy, it's going to be a tough one to win out there tonight. It looked to me, I ran some laps earlier before we got on air, Tanner, and the car felt kind of snug getting into the corner, and it wants to break loose off. So it's kind of a driver's track out there. I'm interested to see who can get it done on the long run, and hopefully we can get some long runs because you know what Myrtle Beach can like be like entering the corner down there.
I feel like this is one of those tracks where cautions definitely breed cautions, right? Because when you're on these restarts, everybody wants that low lane. Well, naturally, half of the field's got to start on the high lane. So what's that mean? They're going to be wanting to come down because if you don't get down, I think you're almost guaranteed to lose a spot, maybe two, almost every restart, right? That low line is dominant. But now, like you said, there's a lot of fast drivers in here. I have seen the high lane work at a track like this, right? So we're going to throw it over to our starting grid, though, and see where your favorite driver might be starting at for tonight's Myrtle Beach 100. As Justin Coleman in the 00 representing Coleman Designs puts it P1 with a 19.171. Pretty sure that's his first pole of his Crooked Line racing career. Brandon Elvis is sitting P2. Dalton Creech is in third. Brad Carpenter's fourth. Stephen Harlow brought it in P5. Christopher Smith qualified P6. Anthony Rennick brought it in seventh, with Brandon Mettler starting outside road number 4 in 8th place. Brian Zimmerman, that's Mr. Restrictor Plate, Mr. Late Model Stock. He's starting P9, so got a little bit of work to do for the 28 car. And then Zach Murphy starting in 10th. And Carol, we'll let you take it from 11th on down.
We got Caleb Thompson starting 11th. Aaron Raymond starting 12th. That's a little bit unlike Aaron Raymond tonight there. We got Larry Bell starting 13th. Derek Stanley, fellow Canadian, starting 14th there. And Tyler Johnson is well known in the series. He's starting 15th. Samuel Lawson, the governor, starting 16th. We got a newcomer, Joshua Vermillion, starting in 17th. Todd Lamphere, he's been around for a little bit. Tyler Luster's a new guy we have here. And we have Frank Barbary on the 20th spot there, Tanner.
Chris Sawyer,
we got
51.
you got
it. You got it. Go. It's all you, baby.
Chris Sawyer, he's been around here for a long time, starting 21st. Jason Bauer, starting 22nd. We have Nicholas Lamb. He's been racing in all different series with us. And Wayne Anderson on the bubble there in 24th.
Mitchell Moon is going to be firing off 25th. Chris Clark representing Top Hat and DTR Racing. He's going to be firing off 26th. Bradley Holyfield is 27th. And Daniel Sweat, who did not put down a qualifying effort, will be playing shotgun to the field, I do believe, as 28 late model stocks out here tonight, Carol. I guess the best thing we can do now is just pull them belts tight because it's getting ready to be a wild one, folks. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. As always, see if we get that ticker pulled up. Getting ready to be
I see
showtime.
A Corvette there, the 00. Is that a Corvette?
You do indeed see a Corvette.
Wow. That's the first time I've seen a Corvette on the track.
I thought the 00 looked familiar. Well, there's a reason, because the 00 and the 54 are almost Twinkies, just opposite colors.
They're looking pretty similar. They might be teammates out there, I'm pretty sure. But
they're definitely teammates, and they're starting 1-2, so that's going to be a hard combination to beat right there, buddy.
Yeah, they're going to be on the Discord giving each other a countdown, getting good restarts here if that's the case. So these guys got to be on their toes and find a way by those two guys.
Shout out to Brad Carpenter, excuse me. Coming back to Crooked Line Racing. He'll be starting P4 as green flag is out in the air. Look at all the camera flashes going on. Everybody taking them pictures. Looks like the top two got to launch about the same as SDK kind of messed up right then. Dalton Crease on the 36 Carol. He's going to try to make that low line work. It looks like he lifted. Let the 54 come down right there. So you may have 3 teammates working up in the top 3. Caught down the speedway. We saw it happening back towards the back of the field here. As I think either Chris Clark or Holyfield, maybe neither one. Maybe Todd Lamphere is what SDK is telling me here, Carol.
Yeah, it looks like someone got loose down there, but they saved it. That's not part of the wreck. They're both fighting for the same spot there.
Looks like Vermillion just got in there ever so slightly, and Frank Barb, innocent bystander. Nowhere to go for Mr. Barbary. We're going to go aboard with the 26 here. He sees them wrecking, but just tries to go high, and it's Jesus take the wheel from that moment. But now, Carol, let me ask you, these cars here, at a track like this, Let's see where if we can find Frank Barber. Getting put up on the screen. Will this damage, you think, affect him here? Ooh.
Well, those turtles can mess up your suspension. They can mess up the body. They can give you a complete black flag to the point where you are done for the race. So, I mean, I try and avoid those turtles at all costs. They are the most dangerous snapping turtles on the face of this planet, those things. But I think that will hurt him quite a bit. That looks like that left front is damaged pretty bad. He got some right front damage too, so I don't think that's looking too good for him.
Yeah, that car looks to be frowning a little bit. It's pouting. It's not happy.
That's a good way to put it.
As we go back up front here, lights are still on the pace car. Did not make it far. Well, we make it 2 or 3 laps right there. But like we said, folks, you got to avoid the early race chaos because you know it's going to be chaotic. As we've already had a few takers. Well, I say a few. Only one, Samuel Lawson, making a little bit of a strategy call here for the number 25. He went down pit road, gave up 11 spots, Carol, but he wasn't even involved in a wreck.
I'm thinking he probably liked, or he didn't like something he saw out there. I'm thinking he was watching those guys race real hard and probably didn't want any part of it. And, you know, Sam's a rookie in this series, and he's a rookie on iRacing. We're all trying to get him there, and I think it's a smart move on his part there to survive till the end of the race. I think he's learning and figuring all this out, and I think that's a great decision on his part there.
Absolutely. This pace car is off. Single file restart here, Carol.
Yeah, I don't know if the single car restart is going to be the best thing here. I think you're going to have guys trying to dive bomb going into one, but I hope they all prove me wrong out there, Tanner Marr. We had some carnage in the back there. I think one of the cars, we'll have to look at lap 6. I think somebody changed lanes there. We'll have a look at that.
As the 80 car, Anthony Smith made a move on teammate and got the spot. You see Brandon Mettler started to look low there. I think Mettler may have clipped the inside wall a little bit. That's what's weird about this track. 3 or 4, you raced and got to run so low. I mean, you stick your finger out the window at all, you're going to drag along that wall, right? That's how close you are to that inside wall.
1 and 2 is so different at this track. You drive them completely differently, entry and exit. The car grips completely different, and then when the rubber gets laid down, it changes again. And the braking zones are the toughest spot here. The braking point, I think, at Myrtle Beach is kind of what causes the wrecks and kind of causes guys to be fast or slow as well.
Riding on board here with a full lap with our 3rd place driver, Dalton Creech. Talk us through, you're a driver, talk us through what he's feeling right here, Carol.
He's wide open right now. He's looking for that rev limiter, and he's trying to get that car down to the bottom. He got it down there pretty good. He's looking like his line's pretty good here. You got all the power up off the corner. He's looking like he's got a great line around here. I'm looking for him to be good on the long run and for him to be really fast here because he's really getting the power down nice on exit there.
He's arcing it in pretty high. Look at his entry point here, but then he drives it down. That's allowing him, folks, to basically drive straight off. Look, he's not putting a whole lot of wheel into it. He had to catch the car a little bit right there. Let's see if Brandon Elvis, because he's running the corner a little bit more shallow. Let's see how he's working the wheel here early in tonight's event. So now we're on board with the second place guy.
Sorry, good.
No, you're good.
Well, there's a couple of different lanes that work here, and you're seeing both of them right here. I mean, you got the guy out front. You know, he's laid apex. He's on the brakes really hard, and you know, we got the guy entering really shallow on the bottom, and we don't know how hard he's running that car in and how hard he's pushing that right front. But these are the 2 lanes that I've seen work at Myrtle Beach, and they both work really well. But I think the 54 looks a little squirrely getting into the corner compared to the 00 there. I think that's why he's losing a little bit of ground.
Yeah, the 00 is putting on a clinic right now. Running a little bit different line in second place. He was running the line that Dalton Creech was running there, and he's running it to perfection right now, opening it up to almost about 7/10 of a second gap over second place Brandon Elvis here. And then look behind Elvis. He sees a train right there behind him, right? He is leading the train around this half-mile track.
I think Creech there is looking at trying to break these teammates up here so he can get up after the lead there. And the guys behind him are just riding. They're just trying to figure out what their car's doing right now and trying not to do anything silly. And, you know, you don't want to get on those turtles this early in the race. You can see a lot of guys getting real close. And you gotta train of guys like this, and you touch that turtle, there's 10 guys that are mad at you.
As you are, without a doubt, right? It looks like Brad Carpenter's trying to make a move on the 6 of Stephen Harlow here. Harlow got a little loose right there, Carol. Had to walk the dog sideways, but it looks like Carpenter may have cut him a break and let him back in. But yeah, so I want to touch on something. You said looks like Creech here in the 36 wants to break these teammates up. We race together every Monday night, every Tuesday night, and we race on different teams, right? If you let teammates get on the front row on the same row with each other, they can really dictate the race, right? They can control the race from the front row, because if you have cautions, well, he's getting a countdown, right? Whoever's in second place, so he's going to be able to get down usually. So you are exactly right. If I'm Creech, I'm trying to get in front of the 54, and I want the 6 car to get in front of him too. I don't want him starting third, right?
Yep. I think Creech, I'm not sure if he's just trying to put pressure on him or if he's really pushing that car trying to get under there. But the one guy I'm looking at, man, I mean, I think that's a good idea for Creech, but Brad is coming, boy. Brad Carpenter looks fast out there. Whether he's asking too much of those tires and that equipment, we don't know yet. But he's made some passes, and he's looking like he's might get up there and break those teammates up. But I think the 31 right now is the car to watch. He's really, really fast out there. He's really aggressive too. He's sending that car into the corner, and you know, for all the guys that are out there, Aaron Raymond's coming as well. I see him making some moves, and you know, this track allows for that. Once the tires start to wear out, you're going to see guys coming and guys going on the tires. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
And Raymond to the inside of Mr. Brian Zimmerman right here. These were your two battling for the championship last season, if I do recall correctly. Maybe it was tour mods actually. So these two are definitely no strangers to each other on these short tracks, right? And right now they're doing battle for the 10th place position. Advantage to Aaron Raymond because he's on the bottom, but look at Zimmy fighting hard on the outside, making that 28 stick and doing a hell of a job doing it.
It looks like to me like that second lane is coming in with the rubber a little bit. You might be able, I don't think you're going to be able to make passes up there unless you have maybe new tires, but it looks to me like that second lane is coming in to at least fight for your position out there.
You said it right then, tires. Our own Brandon Mettler here in the number 15. He videoed the last race here, and with that, he got to go out onto the track surface and take a picture with all the photographers, all the racers, all the drivers, and they had a group that got down on their knees, right, to take the picture, and he said a lot of them stood up and their knees were bleeding because the asphalt was so rocky, so abrasive. As, oh, we may have a car going around, it looked like. Oh, the 31 and the 6.
No
36
caution,
and the 6 entangled. But let's go back and see what happened here. No caution here. They did get off the racing surface. You caught it. Brad Carpenter, he's ready to go, boys. Look at 31 here, trying to make an aggressive move. Just drives in a little deep. Oh, I don't know if that was really...
It looked to me like the 6 felt a little pressured from the 31 and tried to make the same move, and I don't know if the 36 is ready for that move.
I think you hit the nail on the head, but the one thing that hurt them right there, they lost a lot of track position now. Dalton just lost 8 spots. Stephen Harlow lost 7. So at a moment like this, and only 100 laps, right? We're a quarter of the way through tonight's event. If you lose track position like that, you can't freak out. But you don't have a lot of time just to ride either, right? You got to start attacking now because if you can't stay on the defense, the race ain't long enough.
Yeah, I think they have damage at this point too. Both of those guys got to cross those turtles. They both hit the front and maybe possibly the rear suspension and the body there. Those cars probably aren't feeling very good. And I think at this point, when you lose all that track position, all that time, I think that
yellow.
I think that you're looking at strategy, Tanner. Sorry, go ahead.
Yellow's out on the speedway, Carol. As I thought the yellow was getting ready to come between the 68 and the 29. Aaron Raymond and Zach Murphy, they were having some full contact racing there. See if we can go back on the TSP Records replay. It's telling me the 51 of Chris Sawyer. So let's see.
Let's have a look here.
Got Joshua Vermillion in a 34 to his outside. Oh, didn't give a whole. Oh, whoa, whoa. Looks like a product of hard racing. 3 guys right here. The 51 34. They are kind of like the cause of this accident, right? 34 kind of squeezes the 51 down. 51 lifts a little bit. Ultimately, the 12 car, I believe that's Tyler Luster in the 12, was not able to get the machine slowed down enough. I want to go back one more time as we have a very busy pit road happening right now too as well. Let's just watch this from his cockpit really quick. Riding on board with Luster in the 12. Yeah, just off the throttle, but ultimately could not get it worked out. So Aaron Raymond, 4-tire call here for the 68 machine. Brian Zimmerman, though, he's going to be the first guy off pit road here, Carol.
This is interesting because I think they can only... I talked to Zimmerman before the race, and he said that they could go 60 60 green flag laps. So he's thinking probably maybe save 10 under caution and make his way to the front. I mean, these are two, you got to remember, Tanner, these two guys right here are pretty experienced racers, both of them. So, I mean, the fact that they both came in when they did, I'm thinking they're thinking they can make it till the end with some cautions and save some fuel and such.
The last 2 times I've watched Zimmerman go down pits with people like this early in the race and come off of pit road first, guess where he ends up parking the 28 that night? Victory Lane.
Probably in Victory Lane.
Because those 18 in front of him, yes, he scored as in 19th place right now, but those 18 in front of him, they'll eventually have to come in, right? 60 laps.
That's one thing he doesn't get credit for. That guy can save fuel.
Right.
We always talk about Kilroe and a few other guys in different series. Brian Zimmerman can save fuel, boy. He never gets credit for it. He's, we always talk about him being the king of Talladega and Daytona, but that man can save some fuel. So if he dropped it in right now, I'm thinking he can make it. I think that's a veteran move with Aaron and Zimmy right there. I think they can probably get there if there's cautions. If there's not cautions, I think they're going to be in trouble. It's a gamble.
As look at the launch the front 2 leaders get right here. We're seeing it. Teammates are able to dictate these runs and these the pace on the restarts. Right, 54 car did not have to battle at all with Christopher Smith. Got himself down. Look at Christopher Smith having a quiet night in the 80 car. He's up 3 spots as he hit the grid. Started P6.
He is moving.
Running P3. But I'm still watching that 31, the lime green machine of Brad Carpenter there. He's still somebody you have to watch. He's a threat on all these short tracks, without a doubt.
Brad is pushing that car. He's going to try and make the 80 get up and split those guys up himself. He's had enough of running in the traffic, and he is on that thing, Tanner Marr. He is sending it into the corner. He is slipping it sideways off the corner. It's going to be interesting to see if these two guys can get up there and put those leaders back in the pack.
It just looks to be like Coleman's just has a little bit more pace than everybody right now. But granted, he's only had Brandon Ellis behind him so far, right? He's not really had to run from anybody that's a threat to him because they are teammates, right? I'm sure Brandon Ellis and him, they're just kind of cruising right now, right? So
Brad is not cruising. He has got some pressure on that 80 car, and the boys behind him are starting to push now. This is getting to be it's going to be interesting here to see who's got the tires now. We've got 35 laps on them, and you can kind of see the guys that have the tires going forward. There's some guys falling back. Some guys really got the pressure on the guy in front of them, and this is going to get racy here. I'm excited.
As you see, pretty much the top 16, 17, they're in a line just right around the track. You got to jump back to, well, heck, never mind. I mean, that's not a very big gap. This entire field is basically 4 seconds off the leader. Dead last is 4 seconds off the leader. That's how close everybody is on speed out here tonight, right? And you just see
those
cars
boys
on top of everybody.
Strategy. Those guys that are sitting back there playing look out, boys. Good save there from Anthony Rennick. You got Mettler there licking his chops, watching those guys slip and slide around, thinking, boys, get her sideways. I'm going to get by you both.
Look at the pace difference. The second somebody gets inside of somebody else, a little contact between the 23 and the 29. But Mettler had almost half a second gap between him and the 23 car. And then the 23 gets up there, starts battling with Zach Murphy, and you just tell. You're about half a second slower when you get side-by-side battling. Track's just such a tough track to race at and to pass at.
Not only that, it's a tough track, but when those cars start getting ill handling, man, it is ugly. You try and make it pass, and your car doesn't do what you want to, and you got guys around you slipping and sliding. You got guys right on you in your mirror, and you got other guys playing strategy in the back. You don't know what they're doing, and you're just in a fight for your life in there to try and stay close to the guy in front of you and wait for a mistake.
So I caught in the corner of my eye a while ago, Brandon Elvis, our second place runner. He's also set the 2 fastest laps of the race the last 2 times by the way. So I think he may have been saving in a 54, but I did notice earlier, he's clipping the curbs ever so slightly. You're going to see his car jump up every now and then. It's like risk versus reward, right? I feel like you're playing Russian roulette when you go down there. But he's made it work, and the eye test will tell me he is closing in on his teammate, Coleman.
He's definitely closing in on the leader, but you can really see these cars are starting to get slippery and slidey, and they are flying all over the track. I haven't seen a guy come straight up off the corner in the last 10 laps. These tires are getting worn. The track, like you said, is a cheese grater, and I think these guys are having trouble getting that car to turn, and they're having more trouble getting to that power to the ground. But it looks like to me the 54 is the man to beat right now. He is faster than everybody on the track, and if you look, Tanner, he is the straightest of any of them up off that corner.
I wanted to say the 00 looks like he is really battling a loose race car now, because he is sliding out to the wall every single lap right now. And folks, that's the worst feeling in a race car, right? Because you're not tight, you're obviously loose because you're sliding, but you're sliding all four wheels. So you stay on the throttle ever so slightly, right? And you're hoping it eventually grabs before you get up there to the wall.
Yeah, this place is really tough. I mean, if you get the power down too much, you spin the tires. If you don't get the power down enough, you don't gain the speed. And if you don't get the car pointed in the middle of the corner to do all that, you don't get any of it. So there's Carpenter making a move, and we see the 29 car. We got a wreck in the back.
Oh, wreck in the back. You are right. It
looks like the governor.
The governor, Sam Lawson. Is who it's telling me. It looks like SDK. Sam Baumgartner told me a way to fix it, and it looks like it did fix it. That's not Baumgarten, though. That is, or that's not Lawson, excuse me. That is, though. Let's see what happens here, Carol. So I missed it entirely. I wasn't able to see what happened. Inside Vermillion. Vermillion's been around every caution so far tonight. Oh!
Sam actually claimed that, so it'd be interesting.
Well, you watch it.
I'm guessing Sam got loose, because he wouldn't have claimed it if he got spun.
Well, Zimmy's right here behind him. Zimmy closes in so much of a gap on him. I feel like Sam had to get loose something right there. Look at the real estate Zimmy. Oh yeah, he's loose. Real. 25 is loose, trying to catch the car. They're running real low brake bias too, right? But look at that.
Oh,
sit still, young brother. What are you moving for?
Hold the brake there, fella.
Yeah. So we said he's new to iRacing.
That's part of being a rookie, right?
But right there, look. Not only did you kill yourself, you killed two more cars in the process, right there, brother.
Well, Todd isn't thinking like we are that, hey, he's new to it, he's learning, but that's part of it. We all started there, and you gotta. That's the stuff you learn as you go. Now we're gonna see some strategy, Tanner Moore.
Yeah.
We're gonna see some pitters. We're gonna see some comers, some goers, some tires, no tires. Who can make it to the end? Who's got the speed to keep it at the end? This is where the race gets racy, right here.
Big update to the race. Your top three have not went down pit road. Guess who the first car is that's pitted?
I'm guessing the 28.
Of Mr. Brian Zimmerman. He makes these calls in his sleep, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm interested to see if him and the 68 can make it to the end. I didn't see who pitted with him. I only saw those two go down pit road, but those two guys went down together.
They pitted on lap 27. You have, so your lap 27 pitters are Zimmerman, Aaron Raymond, Tyler Johnson, and Derek Stanley.
There you go.
Chris Sawyer also pitted, but he pitted on one lap after them with 28. And then Brad Carpenter, Zach Murphy, Christopher Smith, Brandon Elvis, Larry Bell. Pretty much from 10th on back, they all pitted on lap 46, 47. So they can make it, right? They're good. They can make it. Now the question is, can the 28, 68, 5, can they make it? I think they can. I think one more caution.
Can they make it? And can they get some pressure on the leaders here to help him run out of fuel? That's a big deal.
I'll be honest here. This is a head scratcher, not for Coleman, but for Mettler, right? I'm surprised 15 a car. He's done a lot of these Crooked Line races, right? He's been here just as long as I have, right? I'm surprised he hasn't went down for fuel yet, right? Because I think this is our third caution of the night. We're already on lap 50. We said they could only go between 55 and 60 green flag laps, right? So
they've got to be on the edge.
Yeah, he's getting close to his window.
I'm wondering if he took fuel earlier in the race.
He has not went down pit road at all. It says 0 pit stops.
Well, some of his stuff is dragging on the ground while he's walking, boy, because that's a small fuel window to get a caution in.
That is. Look
at
the
run from Rennick.
Holy cow.
Rennick says, I want that lead, boys. Get out of my way. I'm coming.
Now, another storyline to watch. Remember, we did say the 28 and 68. They did pit together. Oh, caution's out. But the 28-68 pit together, but the 68 has the advantage. He's on 4 tires, whereas Brian Zimmerman is only on 2.
I don't know how that would affect those cars at this track.
I don't
it's
either.
Pretty flat.
I don't either. See, it's telling me the 36 of Dalton Creech as our top 3 actually just went down pit road with that caution.
These boys are getting at it right there.
Oh, car high. Just maybe did not. Thought he was clear. Let's see if we can get a little bit different angle. Run it back just a little bit further.
Either his car pushed or his spotter didn't say anything there.
Also, I mean, this track is not straight. It looks like it's straight there. It's not. It's coming in ever so slightly. The wall.
That looked like some net code. Sorry to cut you off, Tanner. That was some net code there. There was.
I don't know, man. They're hitting. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it started out as net code. I see that.
Sir. There's room there, and the 36 gets turned from the air.
Tough break for the 36 right there because he actually went nose first to the wall. The 98 of Muma though, I mean I don't think his car is gonna be very hurt after that, right? I mean, a little bit of damage. You don't want any damage, right? But I think you can skate away with that. Now Brandon Mettler, Justin Coleman, Anthony Rennick, they all pit. Now they're being shown in the 15th place spot. So 4 tire stop for Brandon Mettler. Coleman, no. Excuse me, 2 tire stop for the 15 car Brandon Mettler, 4 tire stop for Justin Coleman.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to see how this plays out here. Now we're at the point of the race where everybody's trying to put themselves in position to win, and we're going to see how the tires work. We're going to see how the fuels worked. We're going to see, you know, maybe those guys behind Raymond and Zimmerman here, we think they can make it, but we're not 100% sure. But now we're going to find out if those guys can run them down on new tires as well. So this is the point of the race where it gets racy and exciting, and it plays out to the end to see who's going to win this thing.
You are right, because Zimmerman, Raymond, Johnson, and Derek Stanley, your top 4, they pit on lap 27. They are coming up on 30 laps already on those tires. Mettler did 30-lap run in practice, and he wore his right front down 40%. Right, so that's what 30 laps can do here. Now, granted, that was 30 green flag hard running laps, but I promise you, the tires on iRacing, they don't like being hot code. They hate the heat cycles, so they need the cautions to make it on fuel, but they don't want very many more.
Our former leaders are back in 15th, I think 16th I saw there, and I'm not sure where the 54 car is, but that is a lot of ground to make up in 45 laps. I mean, these guys probably have an advantage at the front, and those maybe the tire cycles out, maybe it doesn't, maybe 4 holds on better than 2. We're going to see what happens here. We don't know up in the booth what's going to happen right now.
So the 54 car, he pit on lap 46. He pitted a little bit before his teammate Justin Coleman, so he is scored in the 9th place spot as green flag is out. 28 gets a great launch, 68 does as well. Everybody does. That looked nice and orderly, but look back here in the middle of the pack. That's 3 wide. Brandon Elvis, Zach Murphy, and Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith let him hang right then.
Those tires are coming. He got by 2 guys there, and look at the speed he's gaining on these guys racing in front of him.
2 tire call for the number 80, by the way. He is on 2 tires. Zach Murphy's on 2 tires. Everybody around's on tires right now, though. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I'm still cautions out on the speedway. Our caution's going to be cautions. It's telling me Justin Coleman may have been involved in this wreck. He was our guy that led the first 55 laps. Let's see what happens here. This is what happens,
Justin Coleman has claimed it on the comms.
Oh, no. And you being a fellow racer that wins a lot, you've been in the front, you pit, went to the back. I mean, this right here, this is demoralizing. When you get back here because of strategy, right? You're just trying to make your way up through the field. But you're 4 wide there for a moment. That's not going to work. Oh.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Get into the corner there. I got to give a shout-out, Tanner Moore, to that 8 car. That old Darrell Waltrip tribute right there looks pretty good.
Beautiful. Western Auto. I even like the eight being yellow and the wheels being yellow, right? Really different. Yeah. It does not match a thing on the scheme, but it looks perfect.
It's not original, but it's original.
Right.
It works for me.
Look at Bradley Holyfield. He missed that wreck too. Drove through there like a champ.
Yeah, I like that fact in our series here that we have guys that are, there's vets around here and there's new guys, and we've got a whole bunch of a mix of different skill levels, and we got a mix of guys that have been there and haven't been there, and I think the guys that have been there are all willing to help those guys, and I think they're learning real quick, man. This series is getting to be really, really competitive and really, really fast.
Lights are still on that beautiful pace car, so we're going to pull up Mr. Second Place because he is on the freshest tires up near the front. Mr. Aaron Raymond, you are live in TrueSimProductions booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Aaron, it looks like you and Zimmerman, y'all elected to pit a little bit earlier than everybody, right? And that rewarded you too with both valuable track positions. Setting 1-2 right here. You have 4 tires, correct?
Yep.
What's the game plan here?
Just try to hold on. I don't really have any speed. I just hope that they can't pass me.
Right on. You was hard to pass last night, brother. So yeah, I'm sure you can make it happen. Well, Aaron, the cars look good out here tonight. You look really fast, actually, the way you come through the field. So good luck to you, buddy. Maybe you can hold on for a top 3 finish, or maybe even a race win.
We'll see.
All right, buddy.
Tell us how you really feel there, Aaron Raymond.
Yeah, don't give us too much information now, buddy. Holy cow. And people wonder why we only talk to Zimmerman, because I can pull him up here and have a full-fledged conversation with me. Jeez.
No, he was straight to the point. That man is a man of few words, but you know what he's thinking.
All right, Mr. Brian Zimmerman, you're live up in the booth. See if you can beat Aaron Raymond's performance here. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy, I got you. How you tonight?
I'm doing good. 2-tire call. Got you out here in the front. How you liking the 28 as lights are off on the pace car?
Car feels pretty good. It's a little bit tight, but taking 2s loosened me up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be fast enough to hold off 4 tires. We'll see.
Let me ask you fuel before we go back green. Fuel, what's it looking like?
I'm good on fuel.
Oh,
no
hell
problems
yeah.
on fuel.
We're about to have a race, fellas. Good luck, buddy.
Now we just got to see if I can hold off the field with 4 tires.
We'll give them
I've only
hell.
got 2, but we'll do the best we can.
Good luck, brother.
Thank you, man.
It's getting ready to be a show. Christopher Carroll, call this start for me.
We got Brian Zimmerman. He's going to get a big jump. Wow, that was pretty quick out of the gate. And we got the 5 car looking for second here. He's going to send it. I've raced with Tyler a lot. He did not. He made me a liar there, of course.
Wow.
But we got a really, really good race back for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And that 31 showing up at the front again, Tanner Marr. I'm sure he's on tires. He's going to be one to watch.
Look at the cluster of cars right here, though. You got the 54 car, Brandon Elvis, trying to make his way back up to the field, and we have another caution on the speedway. Jesus. Oh, there's Bowers got spun. Wait a second. He got spun after the caution right here?
Yeah, I think he backed off, and the guy behind him didn't see it. We got a mix of stuff going on, tires and no tire. Oh, he got loose.
Yeah, it's not telling me who's involved in the wreck, so we'll just let it ride. But yeah, I cannot believe Tyler Johnson did not try to fill that hole. He got a great launch following the race leader on the restart. Took off great, fired off strong, but it looked like he cut the 68 a break, let him come down.
Absolutely did. We should rename him. His nickname should be the hole filler, Tyler Johnson.
The hole filler?
That man can fill it.
It don't roll off the tongue very well, but we can make it stick. We can try it.
I don't know if that one's worth it. It was a terrible joke to be making on the broadcast.
It's something that will live in infamy, that's for sure. We're gonna bring Brandon Myrtle up here. He took a pit gamble, right? Got him mired back in 15th. We're gonna let you handle it too. Put you on the spot.
Brandon Mettler out there racing. He's got a different nose on his car than the rest of it. It actually looks pretty cool. How you feeling out there? What's your goal here to try and get to the front? What spot are you looking for?
Well, I just pit for tires 2 cautions ago. I'm trying to fill up and just hoping we were going to have a green flag run here, but it ain't turned out that way, but that's okay. I think we still have some potential to get that green flag running, let these tires come in. This nose is actually polished. It's actually aftermarket, so you weren't supposed to point that out, but hey.
It is completely different than the rest of your car, though, by the way.
It's looking like that thing might be illegal. Maybe I got the broadcaster's curse there. I shouldn't have said anything,
I'm
but
starting to think it's carbon fiber. For sure.
What is that car feeling like, Metler, when the tires wear out? What are you guys feeling out there trying to pass cars? I'm interested to see. I'm watching the replays here, and it for me watching it, it looks pretty tough.
Yeah, it's very, very tough to get even a nose in front of, below anybody. I think I made one pass all race on Rennick and a green flag run, and if you're not really passing anybody in a restart, it's kind of tough to get past in. So as the races evolved, that long green flag run we had at the beginning, you actually kind of had to steer differently compared to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you kind of use the wheel to steer, and 3 and 4, you just got to get it set in and use your throttles to come out of 4. So just trying to find that balance in between there, and keep the car straight, obviously, and try to find those advantages when somebody else messes up in front of you to get it past is kind of the key.
We'll send you back to Tanner Marr here. Good luck out there, and go get that win, my man.
Good luck,
Awesome.
brother.
Appreciate it.
As they're going to re-rack them, restack them, try it again, Chris Carroll. Your same front two players are up there in 1-2. Tyler Johnson has a fan in the stand. I'm pretty sure it's his mama, Teresa Johnson. Good to see you. Haven't saw you in a while, so good to see you supporting again. I think you have been supporting. I think Tyler's been busy with his Air Force duties, but good to see you. She said she loved the car, but here we go. Green flag is back out in the air. Brian Zimmerman gets a great launch. Looks like Aaron did too, though.
Yeah, Aaron got a good launch there. One guy we have not spoken about, he's run really well the last couple weeks, is Derek Stanley. He's running third. He's got some new tires, and he is up there looking for the lead with these guys. Any mistake there, and I think he's gonna take it. We got a wreck down in 3 and 4. I think there's the caution.
Leaders are coming around too here. They're coming around. May have problems.
Oh, he pulls up.
As I saw that one flash on my SDK, but I went to it before the caution ever came out, right? Just because I was like, man, this has got to be a caution. And, yeah, I mean, it needed to be. See what happens here, Carol.
Yeah, have a look here.
Look, 34 car was near. 34 car
boy.
was near again, bro. They're just piling it.
Josh is having a tough night out there trying to miss all the wrecks.
He's doing nothing wrong either. Look, he's up here trying to stay out of everybody's way. He goes up high.
He shot that hole.
I don't know. I think he got shot through the hole. Watch this.
Oh, didn't shoot that one.
Oh. Man, Overmillen's had a tough one tonight.
We've all been there, Tanner Marr.
Absolutely.
That's a tough night. There's a lot of profanity in the chat. And I don't mean in the actual chat, but in the discords between teammates. One guy's upset, and they're all trying to calm him down. We know how that goes.
There's been many races where I feel like I'm the bug and not the windshield.
The trick is to try and be the windshield, not the bug, most of the time. That's all you can do.
Right. But man, oh man, when you are the bug, it just seems like Josh right there. He was doing nothing wrong. He went high. He was letting them boys by. He was like, y'all have y'all's fun. I'm going to slide in right here behind y'all. And still somehow got collected in that wreck.
Yeah, there's an unwritten, I'm not sure what to call it, skill in missing wrecks and reading them. And it comes with experience, and it comes with, racecraft, as I like to call it. But, sometimes you can't miss them. Josh was in the wrong place at the wrong time there. And
sometimes you just need a little bit of lady luck, right? I mean, you just need a little bit of lady luck that just is not there either.
Yeah, sometimes it's not in the cards, and it's it's always tough because Josh is trying to get some seat time out there, and that happens. But he'll learn from it. He'll get better from it, and these guys are all competitive, and stuff happens like that, and it's hard to get over it in the moment. But if you think of it as a learning experience, and later on it'll make you better.
As lights are off on that gender-neutral pace car. I believe this one will be single file. But yeah, if we get another caution, I'm going to try to talk to the man, Derek Stanley, because he is having a very, very impressive run. Him and Tyler Johnson are both, well, look at this, man, actually. Brian Zimmerman's, he started P9, he's leading. Aaron Raymond started 12th, he's sitting second. Derek Stanley started 14th, he's sitting third. Tyler Johnson started 14th, he's sitting fourth. So there's a lot of comers and goers there at the front.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting, especially if it goes green. I think that 76 has got something for him there. If he can get a few green flag laps in and Not to mention that car looks really good. Another throwback scheme there that looks good, but looks like Zimmerman got the jump on him there, and Raymond got a really good restart there. He's after Zimmerman for that lead.
He did. Looking to the inside of the 28, battle for the race lead here.
Blockeroni. Oh,
going to pile drive.
Aaron wasn't going to take it.
Didn't even attempt to pass him once, though.
No, sir.
Just.
That was claimed by the 68 in the chat.
Well, I would hope so. Now, for what it's worth, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm telling you, there's not bad blood between these two, but there's some stuff that's went down between these two, right? And Zimmerman does try to block it, but he can. We're racing, right? We're not on I-65 on the interstate, right? We're a racing guy here. My only problem with it is that was never not even one attempt to make a pass there. That's
I think, there's a dirty block where the guy's there,
right?
And I don't think the 68 was quite there yet, in my opinion. But it's a gray area in racing, right? I mean, sometimes when you block, the guy makes a mistake behind you, and other times, he doesn't intentionally. But I think the 28 was still clear. Let's have a look here. Yeah, he's still clear there. Yeah, I think Aaron just got a little too deep into the corner and maybe didn't expect Zimmerman to come right down. I mean, that's hard racing. That's two guys going for a win. That's two guys fighting for the exact same real estate.
How scary would this be right here, Carol? Turned around backwards looking at everybody coming at you.
If he doesn't have lumps in his pants, he's not a race car driver. I can tell you that, Tanner Marr. Good look at that throwback on the way by there.
It was.
Now, I believe that gives Derek Stanley the lead, if I'm not incorrect, yeah?
That is. And I'm supposed to be completely unbiased up in the booth. Well, I'm throwing it out the window. I'd like to see one of these front two win it. Even Brad Carpenter, I'd like to see him win it too. But I'd like to see one of these front two win this thing. Tyler Johnson, he's wanting that next win pretty bad. Hasn't had one in a while where he hadn't raced in a while. I know he's ecstatic to be running P2 right now. I know Derek Stanley wants that first win really bad.
Yeah, we got a few guys up here that might not have wins. We have a few guys. I mean, Derek Stanley, in all God honesty, I think Derek Stanley deserves a win. He's run this series a long time. He's been really close. He ran me down one time at Richmond, and he was right there. And I mean, I'm not against Derek Stanley getting a win here. He's been a pretty good competitor, and he's been loyal to the series, and that would be a popular win, I think, in the series. And there's a few other guys here that are hungry that aren't usually up front. So this is going to get to be an awesome race here.
As Joshua Vermillion in the chat says, man, tonight was a trash night for me. Josh, as we were talking about, brother, some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. As I'm pretty sure when I put the link up today for tonight's broadcast, I spelled Myrtle Beach wrong.
We are from Kentucky.
Yeah, I guess I need to fix that, don't I? It looks like a typo. I put M-R-Y. It looks like I was just trying to type fast. All right, folks. Green flag back out in the air. Single file. Will that benefit our race leader? Got the 5-car. Tyler Johnson right there behind him. Brad Carpenter has been bad fast all night. He's slotted right back in P3. As we're already 18 laps to go, folks, you blink, you might miss it. Getting ready to be one hell of a finish here on TrueSimProductions.
That 76 car has some open track, and he is using it. He's been looking for that open track for 6 months. He's always right there, and he's got it now. Let's see what he can do.
All these cars, they love that clean air to be dumped on this nose here. No type of dirty air coming from nobody in front of him. All clean real estate. But look at Tyler Johnson really driving it off in there deep. Now, we went on board with a few drivers earlier. Let's jump on board with our second-place runner, Tyler Johnson, as he's tracked down to 76 right here to his back bumper. Both these drivers, they both pitted on lap 27. They both took 2 tires, so they're on the same strategy.
Big wreck. Big junk here.
All our leaders coming around to it. Track looks somewhat clear. Telling me Samuel Lawson again. See what happens.
I did see Larry Bell spinning around.
Oh,
I didn't see much of it.
It's been too long for Larry Bell not to be wrecked, right? He has to be involved in something. As that's not the right wreck. What is SDK doing? Go Larry Bell here. We want it back. Oh, you went in line. Oh my goodness! Look at Brandon Elvis. That was.
Old Brandon Elvis is saying some pretty bad stuff about Larry Bell in the chat here too. We got some beef for sure.
I don't.
I think we got to look at that one from a different angle to see what happened there.
Well.
Oh, I think Larry saw the car in front of him there. There's a guy that was slow. There's a guy that's slow off the corner there, and I think both guys are shooting the same place. That's a tough one to call, and I don't think either guy really changed your line down the backstretch.
I think Larry Bell definitely chased him down the track, but he may see that guy up in front, trying to give that other guy. There's a guy on the wall
I think
up
he was
there, right?
trying to let the 54 know that he needed a hole.
Yeah, I mean, he just turned the 54 right there, but
Absolutely.
what a wreck!
That's a big wreck.
Holy
In
cow.
real life, that's a hospital trip. It's lucky
Right.
we are on the sim right here.
Holy cow! Let's see if we can talk to Larry Bell. We don't talk to him much. See if we can find him. We found him right here, Mr. Larry Belsky. You're live and in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Talk us through what happened at your windshield there, brother.
Oh, I saw the car up against the outside wall there. I moved down a little bit to avoid him, and me and Elvis got together.
And then just complete death after that, huh?
Yeah.
What's the car? Is the car destroyed?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I could go use a fast repair, but
Well, talk us through your night leading up to that point. Has the 43 been very good tonight for you?
yeah, I got up into the top 10 there, got caught up in what was it, the caution before this one or whatever, and lost a few spots. But
I missed that. I was actually
uneventful.
I was bragging on you. I was like, man, it was time for the 43 to be involved in the wreck, right? Because I thought you went this whole race without being in it. Well, good luck, buddy. Give them hell. That was one heck of a wreck right there. I will tell you that. That was impressive. All right, buddy. Good luck. Also, another man of few words, huh? Larry Bell.
Yeah, Larry's not the biggest on being pulled up in the broadcast or getting interviews. He just loves racing.
That's why I like poking at him. Oh, look at the 29 shoving the 5-car Tyler Johnson. Larry Bell told me he wants to break his shyness, right? He said he's shy. As another caution on the speedway, folks. This may be caution field to the end. As Carol, you may have to help me here because Justin Coleman, maybe.
Yeah, I saw Coleman. I don't know what happened to him.
You talk about going from hero to zero. Led the first 55 laps of tonight's event, and
looks like the 7 missed
the
a
7
shift.
just didn't go right then, huh? Look at the real estate that gets created between him and the 05 car. I hope Zimmy don't take that one.
Yeah, that's a racing deal there. I mean, everyone has done that at some point, me included. I do it in the other cars a lot, or I used to, but that's a tough one. You always feel bad for the guy behind you that gets smoked.
And let's be honest here. I'm always honest. Bradley Hollifield, he's really, really new to iRacing. That's not the first time he's had a mishap on restarts, right? You just gotta try to be mindful of that, right? But then when you're super cautious about it, that'll be the time he fires off and gets going good, right? So it's tough. It's racing. I mean, that's what happens, right? It's racing. Bradley's a good kid, and he's working hard at his craft, try to get better. He's brand new, so I love it that he has the fortitude to come out here and try to learn with some of the best. I mean, that's awesome to me, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're overwhelmed when you're new to this. Too.
Absolutely.
You've got cars everywhere, and I think the best advice I can give him is just try and do the basics and be predictable. And the speed comes later. You know,
right.
you got to try and get through the gears. You got to try and hold your line and be predictable in the corner. And I think from there you gain the speed and you start learning how to pass guys. But that's a tough one. You know, we got a new guy out there misses a shift, and you know, a lot of other guys aren't too keen on that.
All right, Carol. Looks like it's gonna be maybe 6 to go when take the green. I'm gonna ask you. We're gonna do it. I've already got my pick made in my mind. Who you got? Who's your pick?
Well, I think Derek Stanley has a nice advantage there, but that 5 car looks like he was closing that gap a lot. Experience-wise here, I think the top 6 can win this race. I think
So
right
give me a
back
number
to
though.
sixth.
Who's your race winner tonight?
Well, I'm going to pick Derek Stanley. He deserves it. He's running this series a long time. He's been in position to win a couple of times, and it hasn't worked out. So I'm pulling for the 76 here.
I was going Tyler Johnson. I thought that's who you were going to go with. So I had Brad Carpenter as my makeup here. I want Stanley to win it, right? But I'm afraid nerves going to get to you, right? That first league win is the hardest one to get. None of them are come easy, right? But they seem to come a little bit easier after you get that first one. When you're going for that first race win, you notice everything is happening, right? Oh, car's getting a little loose here, right? You notice everything that happens in that race car.
You can bet his heart is pounding
Oh,
right now. His
guarantee it.
feet aren't working right. He's
Guarantee
hearing
it.
funny noises in that car, and
You hear
good
everything.
on him for being in that spot, man. That's the
You
best way to learn.
You feel and hear everything, right? Look at Tyler Johnson right there on the back bumper of the.
Tyler's trying to make sure that he
Right.
feels it.
So, Tyler did not get a great launch while ago, right? He had Zach Murphy beating his back bumper down. So Johnson made sure he got a good restart. Oh, got into the turtles.
Carpenter.
Tyler
Oh,
got
little block.
little block of roo there, huh? Did not. Oh, we got trouble. Look like Christopher Smith going around.
Carnage.
And they just keep piling in, boys. Yeah. What are we doing? What a joke.
Oh, looks to me like the 6
It just
made a
looks-
move that wasn't there.
It looks like a lot of the crashes that happen on these short tracks. Just 6 tries to make the time up on the entry, and it's just there's nothing there. And then that. I know we're on broadcast and probably shouldn't talk about it. I think we need to make a rule. If you're involved in a wreck, just sit there. Don't move. But it's so hard to make a rule like that, right? You just gotta hope.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna ask a question. Who took
there.
that? Who took that one?
I couldn't hear you were talking on the podcast. I asked Mettler. I'll ask again.
As we wait for confirmation, folks. What will you do?
It was unclaimed. The guy that they think did it left the server. That's the explanation I got there.
10-4. 10-4. I guess if you leave, it don't never happen, right? All right, what will you do for your first league win? We're about to find out. What will you do for your first league win in a while? Tyler Johnson, Brad Carpenter can say the same. What will you do? Stanley,
There's
Johnson,
hungry
Carpenter,
boys.
1, 2, and 3, and you can't count Zach Murphy, or you can't count last night's photo finish winner, mind you, Brandon Mettler. Another photo finish brought to you by TrueSimProductions. If I don't make you want to hit that thumbs up button, then I don't know what will. Speaking of which, look at this new graphic we put together today. Did you like the video? Hit the thumbs up button. Headbutt it, as I say. It helps out a ton. I promise you, something so minute and small that may not seem like it matters a ton. And we are also on the road to 400 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000, I know it sounds like a long ways away, but we're dreaming big. Once we hit 1,000, we can actually start running ads and monetizing this, right? And we can make a little bit of money doing our hobby. And that's the ultimate end goal, right? I know we don't want to be corporate or anything like that, but we also do want to make a little bit of money for the time. So have you subscribed? If not, please hit that subscribe button. It helps out a ton. Takes a second of your time and makes our day. I've heard, rumor has it, Chris Carroll runs around in his boxers every new subscriber we get. So, like, I just heard that. I
I
don't
see that on camera, Tanner Marr, but I mean, I might run around and celebrate in those boxers for sure.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to see it. That's for sure. But I have heard that before, folks. So put it to the test. Headbutt that subscribe button. Headbutt the like button. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. A natural green-white checker here.
Good launch for Tyler there in second.
As I'm already hearing Carpenter, P3, where's he at? He got wrecked.
He came over the comms and said it's on him. He missed the shift.
No way. Oh my goodness. Metler's involved. 05's involved. The 7's involved. You got guys on pit road involved. What is when? Look, somebody flipped over pit road.
That is a large wreck.
Wayne Anderson here. We got to go on board with him first.
Oh, you can see the rear end lock up
Watch
there.
this. Over pit wall. I'm just going to park here, guys. Yeah, just going to park it right here. Thanks. Just a
That boy's eyes popped out on his cheeks there. He is dizzy.
There's a lot went on right then, huh?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Everybody is as hard on the gas as they can get.
It's go time.
The guy at the front hits the gas. That's a racing wreck. It sucks for everyone involved, but we've all been in that wreck.
I was wondering how Tyler Johnson got such a great launch being a second like that, right? And
He really did. That was a shot.
what a ride for Wayne Anderson, bro. He puts in front of the pace
He just
car.
shot the middle. What an amazing drive there. He gassed her up and he was right through there.
My goodness gracious, bro. That is awesome. I hate it for all the guys get their stuff tore up, but that was a comedy type crash right there.
Nobody can see. They can only see the car in front of them. They step on the gas. One guy stops. 12 guys plow in there. There's no way to stop. There's no way to account for it. There's no way to see it. Those poor guys are just what we were talking about earlier. The bug in the windshield. Those guys are just the bug. And
Firecracker in the chat says he hits us with a "You can't park there." You are right. You cannot park there. And then Tempest, if I hit that like button anymore, I'll break it. Well, don't break it. Just hit it gently. Be nice to it. That's a very nice like button. Look at that thumb. Very pretty.
I got to put you on the spot, Tanimar, and ask at 1,000 subscribers, what would you do for the channel?
There's already something kind of being talked about. It's going to be a massive, massive giveaway. Like massive.
As long as it's not you running around in your boxers, I'm okay with it.
Right. Well, we're thinking of something along the lines, or I thought about it, giving out one of the new butt kick or something like that. Do a raffle or something. It's going to be something massive. And that may come at 500, right? But we really want that 1,000, not to even monetize our videos, really, but to become a YouTube partner if we want to, right? We have the option to do that. Because then once you become a YouTube partner, they start really promoting you then, right? You have better chance of being promoted and stuff like that.
All the viewers out there don't understand. They might, lots of them might, but the time and the effort and the blood and sweat and tears you put into this, I mean, I call you the Dana White. The Dana White of iRacing promoting here on the sim, and it takes a lot of your time away from your family. It takes a lot of your time away from everything, and you're always doing stuff for us as a driver. So I would really like to see you get there. That'd be an awesome goal to accomplish.
We're gonna try it, man. It sounds unfeasible or unreachable, but I promise you, nothing is unreachable. Nothing. You just gotta try to do it. Like Derek Stanley's gonna try to do it right here. Gets a great launch. Look at Mitchell Muma though. Mitchell Muma
got a great launch there.
Derek Stanley and the 98, they are teammates. So Stanley may have gave Mitchell a countdown right then. But now look there, mama. Here comes that bad man. The 28 and the 68. They are back nose to tail, sitting 4th and 5th. I don't think they have enough time though to get there. As
he's got a nose up there coming off the corner. White flag.
White flag in the air.
Stretch, you got Tanimar.
This race is official like a referee's whistle. I got to take the 5 car on the inside. Derek Stanley's going to try to hang on the outside, though. Look at the battle for 4. Johnson gets loose. Advantage to the 76. Tyler's driver's up in there deep. He's got to try to get there right here. They make contact. They touch. Stanley's going to take it to the line. Derek Stanley gets his first crooked line race and win. And a hell of a finish. Tyler Johnson, P2. And Aaron Raymond battled back, had some shenanigans early. Great points night for the 68. But I say that, but it wasn't too good of a points night because Zimmerman, who's sitting right there with him in the points, finished right there behind him. So, but still a bounce back night.
Great recovery drive
bounce
there.
Back.
What a race for the end there, man. I mean, I'm happy for the 76. It's awesome, but what a way to do it, too. After all those cautions, after all that stuff going on, it was worth the wait for that finish right there.
Absolutely. I wonder... I mean, you can't explain what he's feeling right now. I promise you, it's just sim racing. It don't feel that big to y'all, but it's big to us, right? And This right here, this winning moment, brought to you by BAM Racing Videos over on YouTube. If you like grassroots racing, short track racing at its core, you need to look up BAM Racing Videos over on YouTube. Has a few videos that have really popped off. We're talking close to 500,000 views on them, right? The kid's doing it big. Who's BAM? Brandon Mettler, by the way. Number 15 car that races with us. So we want to thank them for being a serious sponsor. We're going to throw it over to Southern Shores Reality, and then we're going to get our drivers in here, and we're going to talk to the top three. So buckle up, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you, Brandon Mettler and Southern Shores Reality's own Rick Thompson, for being loyal sponsors, not only of the channel, but of the series. So we do appreciate that. As Chris Carroll's trying to round up our top three finishers, we're going to let him talk to Mr. P3 himself, who I believe was Aaron Raymond. We'll get him up here, and then we're going to try to see if we can find the other two. So Aaron Raymond's in here. Chris Carroll, the floor is yours.
Raymond, talk me through your night out there tonight, man. It was pretty eventful. There's some stuff going on there and getting the car beat up and all kinds of stuff. Tell me how you recovered there.
I have no idea. I just tried to miss the big wrecks that happened, and I somehow managed to get P3.
What were you thinking there when you and Zimmy got together for the lead? I mean, not only most guys, when they get into a wreck or, wreck somebody or wreck themselves or feeling bad, but then you've got to recover mentally and try and get back up through there. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I didn't mean to get into the back of him. I had a speed advantage over him, and it just kind of collided. But now you just kind of have to move on from it and try to let it get behind you.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. We've all been there. I'm gonna let you shout out your sponsors and let everyone know who supports you and what's going on with Aaron Raymond here. You got the floor.
I gotta thank guys at Crooked Line Racing and TrueSimProductions for putting on the broadcast, and I gotta thank my family.
Awesome, man. Congrats on the third place finish. Good recovery drive there.
Yep, thank you.
Good bounce back for the 68. Like I said, a good points night right there. So that's going to really help him out in the points battle, as we have found our second place guy here, Mr. Tyler Johnson. He is live in TrueSimProductions booth. Tyler, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
What a drive by the number 5, the meme machine, as we're going to call it, right? It's got a face that's all over it. It's got a tongue sticking out at me. And it's got a second place trophy. What else did you need right there at the end, besides time, to try to get over Derek Stanley?
I just needed a little bit more longer green flags. He was I had him on 3 and 4, and I was able to get a run like you saw at the end right there. But I just needed a little bit more green flag runs, and I think I could have gotten around him, but just couldn't stick it on the end right there.
Going on that last restart there, what was the game plan? Just try to full send, and or was you kind of content to run second there?
I was kind of content, but I mean, if I saw an opening, I was waiting for that 3 and 4 to see exactly what Derek was going to do, and it came to me. It's just I lost grip on the outside of 2, and just he got around me.
Right on, Tyler. Talk us through about the paint scheme too. You debuted this tonight. Firecracker in the chat was talking about it. Your mom was talking about it. Talk us through it. What's up with the paint scheme, man? Why do I got a Squidward and an anime face sticking his tongue out at me?
I told my buddy he wanted to do a paint scheme, so I was like, hey man, do whatever you want. Just add a few sponsors for USA Firearms, 5 Kings, and Marconi, and just see what it comes out.
And it came out all right. Well, Tyler, congratulations, man. Strong finisher tonight. Brought the car home P2. Brought it home clean. Little bit of contact there at the end, but that was just hard, clean racing. Who we got to thank for the number 5 car?
I mean, I just want to thank my family, mom and dad. Elliot Cooper, the guy that did the paint scheme, and like I said earlier, Marconi and USA Firearms and 5 Kings Motorsports.
Right on, buddy. Well, we'll let you get down to your race team, let you celebrate that P2 finish. Tyler Johnson, driver of the number 5 meme machine out here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, folks, and then there was one. He came, he saw, he walked away victorious. Mr. Derek Stanley, you were live in TrueSimProductions booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
So just before we go any further, first crooked line win here, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a rite of passage.
That's the. Hey, brother, I told you before.
Feels good.
I'm pretty sure I told you before that first one's the hardest one to get. They don't come easy after that one, right? But they seem to come a little bit easier after the first one. Talk me through your race tonight, brother.
Didn't have too much speed on the track. Just was trying to get track position, so I pitted around like lap 25 to get a tank of fuel, and then stayed out the whole time, and then got the track position that I needed.
Those last.
And was lucky with those cautions too. Those cautions really helped me out.
Right, I mean, they let you capitalize on the track position, but man, even once you got the track position, you still had to keep it, right? So, and you were able to do that. Talk us through what's going through your mind whenever we're having those last 10 laps basically spent under caution. You were having to fight and defend these guys off every restart.
I was just hoping for more, to be honest, because I knew Tyler Johnson was faster than me. I could not figure out turn 3 and 4 for some reason. Just kept on drifting up the track.
That's funny, as race car drivers, we notice that stuff out there on track, right? Tyler Johnson said he thought he was better in 3 and 4, right? So that shows we're very observant guys, right? We notice everything happening on the track. Well, Derek, man, I am super, super pumped to have you win it, brother. I'll be honest. I said earlier.
Yeah,
Carol,
I'm super happy.
Carol can tell you, I was like, I'm supposed to be unbiased up here, but I want either Derek or Tyler to win this thing, right? And you brought it home first. He brought it home second. Hell of a night for the 76. Who we got to shout out for the Stanley crew?
Gotta shout out you guys in the booth and Crooked Line for making this league. It's a great league to run, and gotta thank my teammates Mitchell Muma and Chris Sawyer for help getting some tips.
Tanner, before we let him go here, I got a question for him. When he got the lead out there and he knew that the 5 car was a little quicker, we all know what it's like out there. Your heart's pumping, and sometimes your hands shake, and whatever else happens there. Did you feel confident you could hold him off, or were you just out there hanging on for dear life?
I was sweating, but I knew in my head I could get a win. So
I ask you that question because I've been there a lot of times, and I know what it's like trying to figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. So I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud you got her done, and it's a big monkey off your back. They'll come a little easier now. So how about thanking your sponsors out there? Do you have any sponsors out there, or just family and friends?
Just family and friends.
Oh, awesome job, man. Super happy to see you getting victory lane there.
Good job, Derek.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks,
All right, Carol. I think it's about time for us to close up shop here. I believe there's some duties we got to go tend to with the admin meeting. So
yes, sir.
We'll get your final thoughts on the race before we close up shop for the night.
Well, I think it was typical Myrtle Beach. We get a lot of guys, slipping, sliding around and trying to get those cars up underneath cars when they're not handling good. And, the typical wrecks going into the turn, as they're entering the corner, trying to outbrake a guy. And at a place like this, I think you gotta do it on exit. But I think we saw a typical race there, and it's really cool to see a guy get his first win. And we got to see some good green flag racing when it was out there. And it was an entertaining race, and a little bit tough to call for me being new up here. But it was I think it was a typical Myrtle Beach race out there. I don't know what you thought.
I thought it was a pretty good race. Had its cautions, right? Bumps and bruises along the way. Folks, I hope y'all enjoyed it. We will be back in action, I think. We got a little bit of a break till Sunday. Blazing Pedals on Sunday. Folks, as always, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being loyal supporters of everything we're doing here, the TrueSimProductions movement. Chris Carroll, as you see up here, I kind of play a little trick on you. Commentators, Tanner Marr and Mr. Big Ugly. Thank you, Mr. Big Ugly, for coming in here and sitting with me and spend about an hour of your time sitting there calling this action. Other than that, great night of racing. Derek Stanley, put it in victory lane. Until next time, folks, you know what it is. You know the drill. We'll see you.